I said, well, he's not, first of all, he's not crazy. What's probably happened here is you're walking along that, something happens, the rabbit jumps out, and he gets a little fright. And he holds on to that fright. So now he's carrying one rabbit's worth of worry. And I want to try to get him thinking over here. So what I'm going to do, I'll explain it all in a minute. What I'm going to do here in a minute is I'm going to take a hold of the lead rope and I'm going to allow him to explore a little bit.
Hi, ich bin David von der Calm Horse Academy. Im folgenden Video erwartet dich wie immer super interessantes Pferdewissen. Wenn du keine Videos mehr verpassen willst, dann würde ich mich wirklich riesig freuen, wenn du den Kanal einmal abonnierst und auch direkt auf diese kleine Glocke dann klickst. Das kostet dich wirklich nichts, aber durch dein Abo hilfst du uns und motivierst uns natürlich, noch mehr tolles Pferdewissen zu verbreiten. Und jetzt viel Spaß beim nächsten Video.
So today, these sessions for these horse expos, they give them to you. You got to put them out 6 months before. So I usually make up somewhat generic stuff. So, oh, here's their horse. Jolly good. Let me go have a chat with our lovely lady here. Hello. How you going? I'm going to let you get drug around here for about 5 minutes. Is that all right? Is this your horse? Have you been drug around by her before? I've got a microphone, you don't. What's that? Oh, he's never been anywhere for you to get dragged around. He's a baby. How old is he? Just turned 5. Okay, perfect. He's never been in a situation like this? Oh, okay, perfect. So, but you know him, so what I want you to do is just keep yourself safe for the next 5 or 10 minutes maybe, and I've got this horse all day, so I'm not in a huge hurry to just jump in the middle of it. I'd like to set the situation up. So if you guys watching, I've got this horse for 3 sessions today. So normally I have 1 horse each session, and today we're going to have this 1 horse the whole day. So we really get to kind of hopefully see a change in him from morning till this afternoon. I think it's quite late this afternoon. I think it finished at 5:45, so he'll be here all day. This session is supposed to be about the principles of training. So a few years ago I had a TV channel in America called Farm and Ranch TV contact me to do a horse training TV show. And a lot of times on those horse training TV shows, it's like, hi, I'm so-and-so, and this week we're going to show you how to load a horse on a float, or we're going to show you how to teach a flying lead change, or we can show you how to pick up a horse's foot who's never had his foot picked up, one of those sorts of things. But doing clinics over the years, I have been, I've had a lot of people come to clinics who have received some really good instructions from really good trainers, but they still don't get it. And the reason they still don't get it is because the trainer said, do this right now move your left foot here and your right hand there, see, it works. But they didn't know why, where, when, how do you adapt to that if the situation's different. And so doing clinics, there you go, there's a change already. Doing clinics, I started to so you know what we're working on here? Remember what we're working on another horse over there? That's kind of the same, and I kind of put a name to the principle. And so when I filmed that TV show, it was called The Principles of Training, and each of the episodes was a principle. And I was watching Dan over there before, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's the this principle, and that's the that principle. But there's 2 probably really most important principles. That's very good. Out of all of them, and one of the principles was called work with the horse you have today, which means you have to be responding to what's going on in front of you right now, not because it's a thoroughbred mare, or it's a warm blood, or it's an Appaloosa, or whatever it is, and not because, oh, well, yesterday he was doing this, so that means today I've got to respond to him a certain way. You've got to respond to what's going on in front of you. And the other principle that we're probably going to talk about a lot here was a principle I call the don't go to bed angry principle. Is anybody here married and got told at your wedding by an older, wiser family member, now the secret to a happy marriage is don't go to bed angry? What that means is, if there's any tension builds up between the 2 of you during the day, before you go to bed, get all that stuff sorted out. So you wake up the next day, it's a new day, we're all fresh. Because divorces will happen, or big knockdown, drag-out arguments will happen because of a build-up of stuff. And where this is relative to horses is a few years ago in England. Boy, he's beautiful, isn't he? What a nice horse. A few years ago in England, I had a lady that was watching one of my clinics, and she says, can I ask you a question? I said, sure. She says, what do you do with a crazy horse? like, I don't know, what kind of crazy is your horse? She goes, well, I'll go hacking out. You guys call it trekking here in New Zealand, and in America they call it trail riding. I'll go hacking out and we'll be riding along and a rabbit will run out of the wet grass and he'll kind of look at it and he kind of steps sideways, but he doesn't really do anything. And I go a bit further and another rabbit jumps out, but he doesn't really do anything. And you go a bit further and another rabbit jumps out. This accent gets more and more cockney the more I tell it. And I've been hacking out for 2 hours. He's seen 12 rabbits and none of them really bothered him. And then the 13th rabbit jumps out and he freaks out and bucks me off. He's crazy. What do you do with a horse like that? And so, first of all, he's not crazy. What's probably happened here is you're walking along, that something happens, the rabbit jumps out and he gets a little fright. And he holds on to that fright. So now he's carrying 1 rabbit's worth of worry. And then 2 rabbits worth of worry. And then 3 rabbits worth of worry. And 4 rabbits worth of worry. And apparently your horse has a 12 rabbit limit. Okay? He can contain that much concern or anxiety or worry or whatever it is, but over that limit, it's all going to come out. And it's the same with us. It's the same with the whole don't go to bed angry principle. Who's married, or a long-term relationship, has had a knock-down, drag-out argument about something really, really simple and small. Like it could be whether the toilet seat faces the sky or the horizon. Something like that. Okay? And it doesn't have to be the toilet seat, but raise your hand if you've ever had a knockdown, drag-out argument about something simple. Okay? Think about this. Did you have that argument with your spouse the first day of your honeymoon? Meaning, is it a non-negotiable thing? No, first day of your honeymoon, it wasn't a big deal. But after about 25 years of the same thing happening and just not listening to me, it becomes a big deal. Okay? And that's the same thing with horses that explode. Usually the explosion is not what happened there, it's all the build-up. And so so the whole don't go to bed angry principle is about relieving tension in horses, relieving anxiety. You know, this horse looks like he's a little bit anxious today. And so what we want to do is start to help that horse relieve some of that tension. Because you want to do dressage with him? Yeah? You can't teach a tense horse anything. Okay? Or you can, actually, you can teach him a lot of stuff. But then the thing now contains that element of tension to it. And so, we don't really want to... I organised for that sign to come in to get him really distracted like that. So what I want you to do right now is just look at his ears. Okay? Look at his ears and look at his head. Okay? Now, he's fine right now because his ears are over there, but a minute ago he was trying to, so his thoughts were over there and he was trying to follow his thoughts and she wouldn't let him, and all that head slinging was there. When she stopped arguing with him, leaving his think over there, he was okay. But so I'm going to talk a lot about anxiety today. And in 600 BC, a Chinese philosopher named Lao Tzu said, if you're depressed, you're living in the past. If you're anxious, you're living in the future. And if you're peaceful, you're living in the right now, the right here. This horse, if you watch his ears a lot, he is living in the future. He's standing here, but he's mentally over there. Is that thing going to affect me at some point in time in the future? Like, is that going to have something to do with me? What I'd like to do is get him to think here. Because guess what's going on here? Nothing exciting. All the exciting stuff's over there. So what I want to do is work on his focus. And so what I want to do is get him, when I get a hold of him, is I want to try to get him to where he can stand still and be present. Okay? But I can't just go, you have to stand here and think here right away, because it'll be too much for him. So what I'm going to do is, has anybody here ever meditated? Okay, so when you meditate, initially when you first start meditating at least, you have what they call an anchor. So meditating is not thinking about anything. Meditating is controlling what your mind thinks about. And for the most part, when you first begin to meditate, they will teach you to use your breath as an anchor. Okay, so you would close your eyes and you'd be thinking about breathing in, breathing out. You're not changing your breath, you're just being aware of it. That's what you're thinking about. Okay, and then your mind will get distracted, thinking about lunch, I'm itchy, what's for tea, that sort of thing. And then, oh, I'm supposed to be thinking about my breathing. It's true, trying to bring your attention back here. And so in meditation, initially your anchor is your breathing. For the most part, that's a pretty common practice. What I want to do is I want to have this lead rope be his anchor.
Dieses Video ist in 2 Teile aufgeteilt. Den zweiten Teil findest du entweder kostenlos während dem Kongress oder du kannst dir alle Videos sichern, wirklich zum Downloaden, zum immer wieder anschauen. Hier unten in der Videobeschreibung, da findest du alle Details dazu. Ansonsten eine kurze Erinnerung, auch von der Fee. Fee, was sagst du? Genau, bitte YouTube-Kanal einmal abonnieren. Das kostet dich nichts, das hilft uns aber wirklich, noch mehr Wissen zu verbreiten. Und ich freue mich, wenn du hier gleich auf Abonnieren und dann auch auf die Glocke klickst. Bis dann!